Hi, I'm Amy Tridgell. I'm a location manager in the UK film industry, and I am, like everybody, on lockdown. I thought I'd use this time to call fellow location managers and supervising location managers and see what tips they can share from their careers with junior crew members. So here we are. It's called Ask the Question. Today I'm talking to Ben Piltz. He started his career in TV, working on Friday night comedy favourites like Peep Show and The Inbetweeners. He moved into features, worked in people's teams before managing his own productions like independent British films like Welcome to the Punch and Lock. Then Hollywood came calling and he moved to work with Christopher Nolan on Dunkirk and Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible Fallout. He was the supervising location manager on the most recent Bond 25, No Time to Die, and he joins us in between Zoom calls on his most recent franchise. Thank you, Ben. Hi, Ben. Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, you?
Yeah, okay. Thanks so much for joining us. How did you get your first break in the industry?
My first job, film related, was I worked with my mum's cousin in Los Angeles. It's very glamorous, doing commercials in my gap year. And then I didn't really think much of it. It was just a fun gap year job. And my first break, I think, on proper films was with Adam Richards.
And that was just through pestering Adam or through...
perseverance, pestering people. Lots of emails and calls. And yeah, I did lots of TV before I did films. So I think that puts you in good stead. But yeah, I decided I didn't want to do TV anymore. I did lots of series of Peep Show and Inbetweeners, lots of sort of comedy. Decided that was a bit like Groundhog Day, so started trying to get into movies, and here I am now.
Can you tell us about your favourite project that you've worked on?
Bond's always an amazing project to work on. It's just there's something a bit special about it. You get to go around the world and do lots of cool things, and it opens doors that most other movies wouldn't. So yeah, that's always fun. I just did the last one that's been delayed coming out. I think my favourite part of that was to scout the Caribbean, and we ended up filming in Jamaica.
What's your favourite part of our job?
The creative process at the beginning. It starts as a creative process working with production designer, producer, or exec producer, and director, and when you've found all of the locations, it becomes more logistics and budgets and permits. So you normally start a job not worrying about any of that, and just being as creative as you can and helping that process, and that's what I like the most.
And what's your least favourite part?
Dealing with lawyers.
What's been your best day on set?
It's always very embarrassing, but it's sometimes nice to get clapped by the whole crew.
What did you do to deserve that?
It's happened a few times. Leaving a job early and walking off a mountain. I got a clap in a bar walking into the bar.
What's been your worst day on set?
Getting clapped by the whole crew. No. My worst day on set is to have walked onto set to see a director rewriting the pages that you're supposed to be shooting that day.
Have you ever had a location fall through at the last minute?
I think we all have, haven't we? No, I can't think of one that's really fallen through. They've gone to the 11th hour, 55 minute. I don't think I've had anything fall through completely last minute.
What do you look for when you're taking a job?
Who you're working with is a big one. So the designer, the director, the exec producer, the UPM, and what the story is. Do you like the concept of the story?
What's your favourite bit of kit?
I don't know, I'm quite old-fashioned. I've even started taking scouting photos with my iPhone. So I don't I like to be as minimal as possible on kit. It's all that it fits into a very neat, compact sort of hand carry process for me.
Are you a wellies or a walking boots person?
Both. After working in Scotland, you can't just do walking boots because you'll have wet toes. So you need both in the boot of your car at all times.
How are you keeping your skills sharp while in lockdown? Although this possibly doesn't apply because you're still working, aren't you?
Yeah, they're getting fuzzy though. It's hard. It's really hard dealing with, trying to deal with a production and trying to keep things moving in the right directions when you're not supposed to leave the house. So we're doing lots of Zooming. I've been Zooming all day, and yeah, just trying to be patient with sort of getting approvals and putting things in place. yeah, they don't feel that sharp at the moment. My skills, that is.
I wanted to ask, maybe this is appropriate time, what you've learned about locations from being a production manager.
I haven't learned anything. I just know their tricks.
Do you have a heavy machinery qualification, and do you think it's an important thing to have as part of for locations?
I don't have any plant tickets. I'm what might be described as a pointer, not a doer, but I would say it is valuable depending on what sort of role you want to take. You know, if you want to be a hands-on unit role, then it's valuable to be able to jump in a Manitou and move a pile of crates, but not necessary to make your way in the industry.
What is your favourite scene that's shot in a location you found?
I love the last Mission Impossible where we filmed a scene on Pulpit Rock, which was the fight scene at the end of the film.
Where's Pulpit Rock?
It's in Norway. It like hangs off the side of a mountain in Norway.
Who's been your favourite designer to collaborate with?
I just worked with Mark Tilsley, who was a lot of fun. I had loads of fun with Mark. I had an amazing 10-day scout with him in Cuba, which I'll remember for a long time. He's a bit of a diva, but he's a lot of fun.
Do you have any tips for progressing through your career?
Just work hard. Work harder than anyone else and you'll do all right. It's not rocket science, is it? It's just, you know, working hard and perseverance and trying to be creative and communication with people.
What advice would you give to somebody just starting out in the industry?
I guess what I just said. You just need to persevere and keep trying, working with different people, working on different projects. And you'll find your groove of people to work with that you like working with. And teams often sort of stick together. They move around a bit, but once you've found your team, and you should be able to keep yourself busy. When the industry's back up and running, we're in a boom period. So yeah, it's a good time to be starting.
How do you persuade people to give you permission?
Everyone wants something. It's not all, you know, it's different. People want different things. So some people want to be associated with a film and like the Hollywood nature of it. Some people just want money. Some people want PR. Some people can see the bigger picture for their community, that we're going to roll into town and spend millions on hotels and going out to eat and drink and so on. So you've got to kind of work out what the person that you're trying to persuade to give you permission wants. And then you work your angle from there, I'd say.
Bacon butty or bowl of granola?
Bacon butty.
Smugmug or Dropbox?
Both. One's for presentation and one's for filing. Smugmug being presentation and Dropbox for filing.
Camera Cruise or Penelope Cruise?
Definitely Penelope Cruise. Definitely more appealing than Camera Cruise. And she in the singular is definitely more appealing than Camera Cruise.
Movement order or Ocado order?
Thankfully, I don't have to do either. Movement orders are a thing of the past, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Ocado orders are essential in this time of lockdown, so I'd go Ocado order.
What's the weirdest reason a cast member has refused to work?
I don't know, you should ask Alex Gladstone that. Robert Downey Jr. had some pretty weird reasons not to come out of his trailer on Sherlock Holmes. Something to do with crystals on his body, or yeah, there were some pretty weird stories on that movie.
What's the most outlandish departmental request you've had to field, and did you secure it?
I've had some outlandish requests from the franchise I'm currently working on, which I obviously couldn't divulge. And yes, we got the job done.
This question came from the Location Juniors Facebook page. They wanted to know what differences are there when you're shooting abroad, and specific reference to filming in Paris for Mission.
Well, you do a different job when you're shooting abroad. You're kind of the person behind the person. So you're obviously not, as a location manager in the UK, you go and front the production to the outside world. Whereas when you shoot abroad, you have a local location manager who's the front, and you're sort of sitting on his shoulder, making sure he's doing what the production need him to do.
That was all the questions we have.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. That was really great.